Hey, what's going on, you guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 coolest explosives in the ICBM mod. Now today I thought we would do something a little bit different and a little bit more laid back, where we're just going to be taking a look at some cool explosives. They all have some really cool effects, so I thought you guys might enjoy this from the average mod review because it's just a little bit different, and we're just going to be taking a look at some explosives. So we're going to have some fun out here in the desert with the top 5 coolest explosives that, in my opinion, are pretty cool for the ICBM mod, and I'll have a link to this mod in the description. And there's also a wiki on this mod that has all of the information you could ever want on all of the missiles and bombs in the ICBM mod, so feel free to check that out as well if you want some more information on these specific bombs. But before getting to them, I first just wanted to show you guys the huge kind of variety that comes along with this mod. We have huge amounts of missiles and different stuff, so there's obviously a lot of stuff you guys can do within this mod, not just, you know, these explosives that I show you guys. There's a huge wide amount of other explosives too that you guys can come and just kind of test out and have some fun with. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get on to these 5 explosives that I've picked out for us today. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and start off with our first explosive I've chosen here. Coming in at number 5, we've got the Anvil explosive. And this one is pretty cool. It's kind of humorous, and that's the reason why I chose it. It's really, really original as well. I'm sure you guys can guess what it does, but it explodes and anvils go everywhere. Now, very, very conveniently, the anvils do not land on the ground, so they don't really lag up your world or kind of fill up a ton of space. And I don't really know where they go. I think they kind of just go into nowhere. They just kind of just fall through the world, and that's the end of them. So you don't really have to worry about them. They're really just kind of funny, and what I think they do, if I do remember correctly, is they kill like every freaking mob in their path. So let's go ahead and try this one more time. I'm going to put down a lot of piggies here, and we're going to see if these anvils crush them on their way down. So this should be really interesting and really funny. So without further ado, let's see if this kind of works out how I think it will. And okay, no, please don't fall down that hole. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so it kills every mob in its path, which is really funny. So if you guys are getting chased by like a big group of like zombies or something, you can put down really fast and just keep running. It should crush all the zombies behind you. So that's really cool. Next one we got is the chemical explosive. This is coming in at number 4, and I'm gonna stand back here because it really does kind of make you all chemicalized, I guess. But the particle effects are completely awesome. As you guys know, I love my particles, and that's kind of why I chose that. But you do get an effect if the particles do happen to hit you. I'm not getting the effect right now because I don't want to get it. It makes you like all dizzy and stuff, but you're gonna get a lot of effects that makes it kind of hard to walk around, and it does pretty much kill every mob in its path as well. So that's the chemical explosive. Alrighty, coming in at number 3, we've got the antimatter explosives. Now this is probably going to do some damage here, so we're going to make our way back because it probably will destroy a bunch of our land right here. So here we go. The counter is a little bit longer than most of the other bombs because it does kind of do a big explosion, if you want to call it that. So here we go, and it does take a couple seconds to load up, and there we go. A pretty darn big hole, and yeah, it's a pretty big crater you got right there. So if you guys want to kind of blow up someone's house, now this would be really funny if you guys installed this on one of your friend's computers and just placed it like right in his house, and you know, did this. He comes back to the computer wherever he was after you guys installed it, and he sees this where his house was. That would be pretty funny. And if you recorded that and put it on YouTube, I'm sure it would do pretty well. But yeah, that's pretty funny. Next one we got is the anti-gravitational explosive. This is probably one of my favorites because it does a lot of cool stuff, and all the blocks kind of float into the air. So let's go ahead and watch this one right here as it makes its way, and it does lift you up as well. And whoa, for some reason it like splits the sand into kind of weird little blocky particle bobbers. That's weird. Doesn't really do that with the other blocks, but that's really cool. But as you guys can tell, it would do this with all the other blocks. So if you had dirt, it would have dirt blocks flying up into the air. So yeah. Alrighty guys, and last but not least, we've got the red matter explosive. Now this is my favorite explosive, and it really is a close runner-up to the Explosives Plus mod, and in terms of effects and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, number 1 explosive, in my opinion, in the ICBM mod is the red matter explosive right here. It has some super cool effects, and it's so awesome. And it essentially just keeps picking up blocks until it gets too powerful, and I think it just goes into the ground of your world, and then it disappears into the air once it has gained, I think 35 stacks of blocks, I believe. something like that. And it's just going to keep digging into your world. It really does do a lot of griefing, so watch out for this one if you guys don't want to destroy your world. But it has a really cool kind of bluish effect right here, along with like some rays of light. And if you get below it, the kind of effect goes away, which is kind of weird. But if you get above it, it still looks pretty cool. And it's just like a big black hole in your world, sucking in all the blocks. And once it's done with its stage right here, it like eventually makes its way into the ground and kind of makes a big cave and then goes into the air and disappears. And it's really cool. It goes on for a long time, and it's just a pretty awesome explosive if you ask me. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the top 5 explosives in my opinion in the ICBM mod. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. It was a little bit different than the average mod review and a little bit more laid back. If you'd like to see more of these top 5s, whether it be in a different mod or this one, feel free to leave a like or kind of comment down below to let me know if you guys want more of these top 5s. But if you're new to my channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below, and like always, I'll have a link to this mod in the description. But other than that, this has been Chaz with the top 5 explosives with the ICBM mod, and I'll talk to you guys later.